My name is Lucy, and today I'll be discussing how seclusion is applied to patients with mental illness or mental health issues. Seclusion is often applied when a person becomes aggressive, violent, or disruptive. The method of seclusion is used to prevent agitation and to contain the situation at hand that may result in the state of emergency. It is often used as a safety method. Seclusion can be used to prevent injury to the patient suffering with mental illness, the staff around them, and/or other patients that are involved in the incident. Placing the patient in seclusion is said to be applied for therapeutic motives such as providing structure or reducing stimuli in the patient. Containing the behaviour can also be a way to protect the therapeutic climate and daily order of the ward, and is also said to help by removing a patient from an interaction that may provoke his or her paranoid thinking. As it has been used in the past as a form of punishment, seclusion is not a preferred method for this day and age, often for legal and ethical reasons. Some studies say it's seen as control and subjection without any treatment effect. That being said, it's extremely important that seclusion should only be applied to patients in exceptional cases. This method should only be used as a last resort and if there are no other means of remedying the situation. The Monash policy states that the decision can only be made to seclude a person when all other options are exhausted and every less restrictive treatment has been tried. There is still a lot of debate around the effectiveness of seclusion, and it is still subject to many studies questioning its necessity. As it is not a method often used, there are strict rules and policies that must be followed when applying this method to patients with mental illness or mental health issues. A patient's safety, dignity, rights, and self-respect must be kept at all times when carrying out methods of seclusion, and is extremely important in carrying out the task successfully. The time frame for seclusion varies, with adults being in seclusion for no more than 8 hours and children and elderly being in seclusion for no more than 4 hours. Time spent in seclusion and the use of seclusion is strictly to be kept to a minimum. Authorization plays a vital role in administering the method correctly. Often, if the person is displaying signs where this method may be an option, it is discussed with the patient beforehand to gain authority to do so. Unfortunately, this cannot always be the case, and most of the time the decision will be made and left up to a medical staff member. It is extremely important that the nurse implementing the seclusion has authorization from psychiatric or a delegate. If they are unable to get immediate authorization from them, then a senior nurse is able to implement authorization. It is also vital to carrying out the act of seclusion for the nurse implementing to do the correct documentation and regular assessments.